Hi, my name is Natanya, and I've now taken Andrew Huang's online class on music production. Going into this, I already had a lot of experience with writing songs and with the creative side of that process, and also with like arranging things in GarageBand and recently Ableton Live. And I'd been looking for more technical experience, more about how to mix, how to master, how to do those little things to make everything come together. And because that's always been a goal of mine, like as a musician, to be able to take ownership of that entire process, start to finish, from having the idea to hitting export and it's fully mastered and it's fully ready to go. And that's exactly what the description of this class was, so it seemed perfect for me. And I've watched a lot of Andrew Huang's YouTube videos, and I've seen it on his channel, and I've seen it in this class, how that balance between information and experience is important. I've had a lot of experience just messing around with things, and I think this class gave me a lot of the information I needed to balance that out. Things that I'd intuitively known but hadn't really been aware of that I could take advantage of now, like creative tricks, and things that I'd never really thought much about before because maybe I hadn't ever dealt with that side of music production, or I just hadn't approached things from a certain angle. It was very well-rounded class. I think especially in the structure, having three different projects that each focus on a different skill set, right? You have something to get started and really become familiar with what the process of creating music is like, as a producer, and then going into sound more in depth, creating samples, using synthesis, and then finally getting to work on recording and writing lyrics and acoustic instruments and that side of the process. It was well-rounded but in-depth at the same time, and I think that's really unique and sometimes hard to get. I do think the time crunch made things difficult, especially in the later projects, because I didn't feel like I always had enough time to get to a point where I was happy with, and of course that's a mix between the structure of the class and what I have going on in my personal life and my work, or like my schoolwork. So, my mixes would sometimes end up rough, but at the same time, like, it's really helpful to have that push to keep working on your creative projects every day. That's hard to do sometimes. And, not every song that I'm going to create is going to get done in that amount of time, but it's good practice in working on something, doing what you can each day to become a better musician, to become a better producer, and to keep making more music. I'm really proud of what I was able to make, and I'm so glad that I'm able to make these songs and that I had the opportunity to be a part of this class. The group of peers was fantastic, not only in that these were, supportive people who were able to offer critique, but that, they're in this too. They're taking this class as well. They get what this is about, right? Sometimes you show your music to people and they're like, they have good things to offer, but like they're not music people. They're not going through the same steps that you are. And I think to have people who have experience in music production who can offer you different, not just vague, like, oh, this should be fixed kind of advice, but tell you how to do it, give you tips and tricks, like offer kind of more specific advice, and also just have support, right? Like you have these other people who are listening and enjoying your music, and that you can offer that support and advice back. I think that's what I got to say. Thank you so much. Gonna add the clap in there.